Our foundation works on issues of satisfying the basic human needs of our most vulnerable neighbors: food, shelter, safety. And much of the work that we do involves public-private partnerships and taking on the risk of testing new ways to spend government dollars. We work with schools and school districts, mayors and municipal leaders, state governments, and we share our data and the stories alongside of pilots that we run and solutions that we help to fund with representatives in Washington who are working on policies that impact the way that we allocate money nationally and at the state level. The biggest shift for us, which is one that we don't love at all, is that we're no longer out in the field working alongside our partners. And instead, we're doing nearly everything by Zoom and phone and at a distance. And so the work takes more time, and it takes longer to really understand what's happening in a situation and to think through what the right intervention is. COVID-19 has involved us in work that we'd never imagined that we'd be doing. We've been helping the state of Massachusetts develop programs for PEBT distribution, which is additional funding for kids who are in school. And who are in vulnerable situations, also promoting those so that they use those. Those programs ended up being award-winning and had the highest utilization across the country on a percentage basis. We're also working alongside the Department of Education to do COVID-19 K-12 surveillance testing and are just helping them with the rollout of a statewide plan. The pandemic has kind of pushed us more swiftly into work that we had intended to do and that we were interested in doing, particularly in the direction of universal basic income or guaranteed income. And we're now participating very deeply in a program that's been rolled out in Chelsea, Massachusetts, which is in fact the largest guaranteed income program in the country. Anyone who's involved in policy work should really do post-pandemic review of what's happened and look at situations where government and organizations that are, built to support have performed well, and where others have failed. I think we have to look very hard at our food programs, both at our school food program and our emergency feeding programs, which are comprised of food banks and food pantries primarily, and make sure that they're in working and functioning in the best interest of their clients, and also that they can scale to the degree that any sort of chronic crisis might present. Certainly, we're showing right now where things can be broken. I think we need to think about better supports for our undocumented residents and ensure that their basic human needs, at least, are met in situations of crisis. I think we should look much more deeply at guaranteed income programs. It does appear that giving cash to individuals and families without strings in any way attached to them as a way to support them as they work on building their life and manifesting new opportunities for themselves is a really something that really works and that we should be looking at doing. It also appears to be much more cost effective than some of the other supports that we have in place.